This wedding was an assignment for my Religion 2 class in Catholic school.
This one's wife. 2 more friends lost. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. A recent event provides me with the opportunity to show the behaviours and impact upon not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 narcissists. Yes, it's a confluence of narcissists here, which provides me with an interesting opportunity to show how they can impact upon one another. The Independent reports as follows. Ellen DeGeneres and her wife Portia de Rossi have reportedly listed their Monte Shitshow estate and relocated to rural England following Donald Trump's presidential win. So pausing there, the Donald romped to victory in the US presidential election, as I've reported on previously. That narcissist success has prompted a response from another narcissist, Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres has made it clear that she doesn't approve of Trump or his administration, and she saw which way the wind was blowing in relation to the possibility of him becoming the next president of the United States. This amounts to a threat to her control, because, as she's entitled to do so, she doesn't agree with his politics, his style, his policies, etc. All of that, his win, amounts to a threat to her control, and thus she's not able to influence President Trump to perhaps change his ways. She can complain about him to other people, but the problem with that is he still remains the president and then still remains a repeated threat to her control. And therefore her narcissism recognizes that the direct assertion of control, first assertion of control, or smearing Donald Trump, the second indirect assertion of control, won't work. And therefore it has moved her to the third assertion of control, which is withdrawal. Now, unlike some celebrities who have repeatedly threatened to leave the United States should Trump get in and then they don't go anywhere, at least in this instance, DeGeneres can be said to have followed through on her conviction. And, in actual fact, it's her narcissism that has caused her to leave. This also means that there is an impact on this one's wife. 2 members of her coterie, Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, have now gone to the United Kingdom, which means that she isn't able to utilise them in the way that she once did for the purposes of the prime aims. Although they were regarded as friends, we know that they are not. First of all, because this one's wife doesn't have any actual friends. People are just appliances to her, and it's the same from the perspective of Ellen DeGeneres. But it is the case that she has, in effect, lost 2 friends because they have moved to a country that this one's wife won't go to, because the country, its media and its inhabitants, along with its royal family, represent massive threats to her control, so she stays away. This means that the usefulness of DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi is much reduced for this one's wife. There's a shrinking of the coterie in effect. It's unlikely that she would necessarily keep in touch with them from a distance. They were of greater use to her for the purposes of being seen with them, fraternising with them, and reporting on it thereafter. Given the fact that this one's wife options within the celebrity world have already been shrinking because the majority of A-listers either don't want to know her or have turned their back upon her, the loss of someone as prominent as DeGeneres, even though her own stock has fallen, is another blow to this one's wife. The circle shrinks even further for her. Accordingly, as a consequence of one narcissist winning the election, another narcissist runs away, asserting control through withdrawal, moving from the United States to the United Kingdom, and a third narcissist is affected by this as a consequence of the reduction of her own fuel matrix by the essential loss of 2 individuals, one of whom is a narcissist. The Independent continues by explaining, the former TV host 66 and her wife 51 have fled the country and plan to never return, threat to the US sources, told the Wrap. The couple of 16 years has moved to the Cotswolds in southwest England, the outlet reports, and their Monte Shitshow mansion, about 90 miles north of Los Angeles, has either already been privately listed or will be on the market soon. The Jenneras and De Rossi had already purchased their England home before the election, according to TMZ. However, they were very disillusioned by Trump's win and decided to get the hell out of America permanently. But it doesn't stop there. You'll recall at the outset of this video, I mentioned that 4 narcissists were involved in this. One wins the election, causing a one to run away, which impacts upon the fuel matrix of a third. But who's this on the horizon? I've not mentioned him for a while, but it's Piers Morgan, our 4th narcissist. The move from Ellen DeGeneres caught the attention of British broadcaster Piers Morgan. It came on his radar, which means that his subconscious narcissism asks, is Ellen DeGeneres under control, yes or no? The fact is, he has no data, therefore it's assumed that she is not under control. And the result of that is that his narcissism is motivated to assert control indirectly by commenting about her. He tweeted, OMG, no, being sarcastic. The Finding Nemo star's news comes after she was kicked out of show business, threat to control. In 2022, the comedian was forced to end her long-running Ellen DeGeneres show after a BuzzFeed News investigation accused her of fostering a toxic workplace environment. See Parts Passive for the analysis of that. A slew of other celebrities, including America Ferrera, Sharon Stone and Cher, have also expressed interest in leaving America following Trump's re-election. Nevertheless, leaving them to one side, Piers Morgan just tweeted in response to a post from libs of TikTok heralding Ellen DeGeneres has repeatedly fled the US for Great Britain, OMG, no, which is his indirect assertion of control over her by taking the piss. It demonstrates how she has come upon his radar and therefore his narcissism needs to respond, and it does so by mocking her. He's not going to contact her direct, even if he has the means to do so. Instead, his narcissism effectively smears her by responding sarcastically to this response, and the responses of people to his response will provide him with fuel and validation with regard to his need to assert control. Thus, we have an interesting instance whereby a presidential win has such a knock-on effect by sending another narcissist running across the sea, meaning that another narcissist sees her celebrity circle dwindling even more and causing another narcissist to come out of the woodwork to comment upon it in order to assert his own control. Thus, the narcissist domino effect in full effect. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.